Hello, YouTube family. It's been a while since I left YouTube. I had created a different channel under a different format, not realizing I was breaking FCC rules, and I needed to shut that channel down, and it was upsetting because I was really excited about the channel. So I had to fall back and regroup, and for several weeks, a couple of months as a matter of fact, I've been trying to figure out how I wanted to come back. I know I want to do something else on YouTube. I just wasn't sure what. Not interested in mukbangs, or whatever they're called. I don't knock anybody for what they're doing or what they enjoy. Different strokes for different folks. So I decided I would try a story time. You know, current events, unsolved mysteries, just different topics. So today, I decided that Vincent Brothers would be my first story time. I'm sure a lot of people have not heard of Vincent Brothers. And you're asking yourself, Kim, who is Vincent Brothers? Well, I'm going to tell you. First, let me give the date. Today is August 6th, 2020, and it is about 1 p.m. I got about 20 minutes before I leave for work. I'm not sure how long the video will be. When I was deciding on how I would approach this, I had started taking notes, and I'm writing down things and scribbling things, and I'm like, why are you doing all this? You're getting all your information from the internet. Where's legal? Get on my nerve. I may as well just read from the internet. So Vincent Brothers is a black man sitting on death row for the murder of his wife, Joni, 3 little children, including an infant, and Joni's mother. So, I don't like Vincent. I don't like him. He's ugly, and he's a murderer. Mass murderer. 5 victims. July 6th, 2003 is when he committed the crimes. And he was arrested April 30th, 2004. And he was born May 31st, 1962. His wife, Joni Harper, his 2 sons, Marcus and Marshall, his daughter, Lindsay, and his mother-in-law, Ernestine Harper. My maternal grandmother's name was Ernestine. The victims were shot. All of the children were shot. One of the little boys, the coroner found, had bit his fingers because he was so scared. He was biting his fingers because he saw what his dad was doing, and he knew what was getting ready to happen to him. He was a helpless little innocent child, and he had bit through his fingers. Can you imagine a child being in that much fear? All right. The wife was shot and stabbed multiple times. And when they got to the crime scene, it looked like a robbery at first. That's how it looked. And then they started to realize that there was some expensive thing left behind, like nice TVs, cash, and robbers. They want what they can get quick so they can get out of there. Shooting and stabbing kids and women and grandmothers. No, no, no. That's personal. That's very, very personal. Robbers don't have time for all of that. No, no, no. So, Vincent first gained national attention after the July 6th, 2003 death of his wife and their children. During the trial, prosecutors emphasized brothers' past marriage difficulties. Apparently, he and Joni had separated and divorced, or just separated. No, they divorced. They divorced and then they remarried. And they divorced because of his infidelities. He was a cheater. I was reading a portion of this earlier, and apparently he had fathered another child with another woman, but I was unsure on whether or not Joni knew that. I think she did, and I think she decided that she was going to leave, and he knew it. Whether she had told him that she was going to take the children and leave, or he instinctively believed that she would. Joni did tell one of her friends that Vincent, she was afraid he might hurt her. She was aware that he could hurt her. Let me see what else I see. What Vincent did was leave town on July 2nd on a flight to see his brother. And when he got there, he gave his brother a credit card and told his brother to go crazy, In the meantime, while he has his brother shopping and all of this, then he gets a rental car and drives back to Bakersfield, California, where they lived, where the killings took place. Murder his entire family, including his mother-in-law. Drive back. Now he has an alibi. Hey, I went here, I went to Foot Locker, I did this. But when the police actually went and looked at the surveillance video, it's not Vincent they see. It's his brother. It's his brother. Vincent has convinced his brother that he was right there in town with him the whole time, even though he was not. And the rental car is how he got busted. Somebody put 5,000 miles on that rental car in just a couple of days. Enough time to go back and forth across the country, kill your family, and come back. Plenty enough time to do that. I think domestic violence is bad. And when you find yourself in a situation, it's really easy for people to tell you to walk away. It's not always easy to walk away. There are women who do not want to see their children being a product of a broken home. And then you have women who feel like they can fix the man, that they are strong enough to make it better. You have women who feel like they deserve to be beaten. Women who feel like the man does not love them unless he is beating on them. You have women who fight back. You have women who are the aggressor. There are also men who suffer from domestic violence. I was really surprised the first time I came face to face with that. I just stared at him because I could not believe this man, that there are actually men who have women who attack them, and it's true. It's really true. I watched an episode about this show on YouTube, and it had a part of the trial on the special. No emotion at all. I knew at first I wasn't sure, because the way the story leads, you would think the man was across the country. How could he have done that? And maybe someone had gone in. Something happened, something bad happened. But it was somebody else. But when he and the brother showed back up in Bakersfield and went to the police, they refused to answer any questions. Now, while you're scouting work across the country, somebody has gone into your home and killed not only your wife, your 3 children, including a little infant, and your mother-in-law. And you don't have a million questions for the police? You're not jumping up and down wondering what they're doing? I knew then that fool killed his family. They tell on themselves. Why don't you have a million questions? I asked 15 when I get a parking ticket. Why did I get that parking ticket? I had 15 questions for a parking ticket, and you don't have one for your family? I knew then he was guilty. I believe, because he never really did, because he never even admitted he did it. So, of course, there will be no explanation as to why he did it. Okay? So, I believe his wife was going to find out about that baby, or she had already found out. And I think his infidelities, because she didn't want to put up with that, because he knew she wouldn't, that a child was a deal breaker, he just killed everybody. And when the police got there, they found the mother and the 2 older children. And the mother-in-law was on the floor in another room. They didn't know where the baby was. They couldn't find the baby. And one of the detectives walked into the bedroom and moved a pillow. And there was the baby. He put a bullet into his baby's chest, and then just threw a pillow on top of him. It really takes a special kind of evil. I'm so glad I have a conscience, and I care about how people feel. Sometimes we say and do things that we should not, and you feel bad about it, and you move on from it. But to actually, I've never once in my life, and I've had people hurt my feelings. I've had people piss me off. I've had people make me mad enough where I want to beat their head off their shoulders. But to actually, your own family, the people that you love, children that you created and watch come into the world, children that you've held and nurtured and comforted when they cried. I don't, just a special kind of evil. So I did not look to see where Vincent is spending his time now. He did receive the death penalty. I'm going to read this paragraph to you guys. On the same day, convicted mass murderer Vincent Brothers was publicly denounced by his estranged daughter, Margaret Kern. A judge ruled the death penalty for the once well-known vice principal. He was an educated man. Okay, during Brothers' Thursday morning sentencing in Bakersfield, 2 defense motions were also denied in a Kern County court. And the oldest daughter, who I believe belonged to someone else, took his name off her name and everything. She no longer wanted to be associated with the brothers. And what she said was pretty powerful. I'm going to see if I can find what she said. She said she was leaving the name in the courthouse with him. Okay. During the sentencing hearing, the family members were allowed to read statements, including an emotion-packed statement delivered by his only surviving child, Margaret Kern Brothers. She said that she was resigning from the Brothers family, and after she walked out of the courtroom, she would be known as Margaret Kern. She went on to state, "I am leaving my name with him. I don't have a father now. He is just a man handcuffed to a chair, looking straight ahead. He will never see me again. It is time to die." Just, very, very powerful. And I was trying to figure out if she was, I don't think so. I believe she may have had a different mother. I'm not sure. I can imagine he's on death row in California. He was respected as a mentor and a Christian family man. Fake ass Christian, just like my auntie says. He has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree from Cal State. He started his career as a substitute teacher and got up to vice principal. All those smarts, and he claimed he was in Ohio. And you were, for a minute, you were in Ohio long enough to give your brother that credit card and get in a rental car and go back to California and massacre your entire family and not have any remorse. That did not just happen. That monster has been brewing for a while, and she noticed the signs. That's why she told her friend she was afraid. And I think when you get to a point where you think that man is dangerous, you need to start making a plan for you and your baby's baby. And you have to move in silence. Do not tell an unhinged man, a destructive man, an unbalanced man, that you are leaving him. You have to move in silence. Make a plan, get your babies, get some clothes, and bounce. And you have to ask for a divorce from Norway. Do that. And make sure you are alive for you and your children. Okay, people. It is time for Kimberly to get ready to head to her shift at work. And I want to try to come back tomorrow. I hope I did a pretty good job. I'm just making videos on my cell phone. I'm not editing and with the glitzy, glammy stuff that some of the other storytellers have. I don't know what the future holds. But for right now, I'll be just sitting in front of the computer, just telling stories. A lot of people like to hear stories and don't really want to read them. A lot of people don't want to read. They just want to hear you talking about stuff. I want other opinions. I hope you like this story. I hope to have a huge fan base. And I will come back very soon with my next story time. I really hope you enjoyed this. God bless. Have a safe day. Be respectful. Be kind. Wear your mask. Social distance. This is Story Time with Kimberly. Have a good day.